Now, this is the greatest phrase in all of sports. Football Friday, Super Bowl Friday. Wow. Days away from America's greatest event. Days away from America's greatest event. Super Bowl Sunday, where history is made. You know, I don't give a shit about the World Cup. I really don't. I don't care. To me, it's the biggest event on the planet. I so don't care. And if you're fortunate enough to get your favorite team in the game, you got a lot invested. Everyone has a lot invested. Civic pride. Both teams have great fan bases, man. What a great moment. What an absolutely great moment for America. Dude, you talk about the greatest gathering place of all time. It'll be in your fucking living room. Super Bowl Sunday, baby. Watching your favorite teams play. Hit the like button. First 15 minutes, some of the most important. Please hit that like button. All supers like Harv go to the top. Absolutely. 60 minutes away from greatness. Let's FNG, baby. I want to say this, Eric Allen. See you, Harv. Congratulations on making the Pro Football Hall of Fame. You know we got Hall of Famers on. And we had Eric Allen on. And we made sure we did our part when it came to our 5 guys. Only 4 men were inducted into the Hall of Fame. Eric gets his flowers finally, and he gets to go into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Deservedly so. Sterling Sharp? I don't think so. We're going to get Jason Cole on, who was part of the 50 men that voted. And Jason, I know, voted for Eric Allen. So you guys having him on your program was an influence in Jason Cole voting for Eric Allen. Congratulations. The power of the show here with you guys. Congratulations. Okay? Congratulations. You guys having Jason Cole on your program every Friday, and you guys posting and talking about Eric Allen making the Hall of Fame, that's because of you guys. WIP or the Fanatic or the Inquirer weren't putting Hall of Famers on. We were. And, hey, Bromowitz or Paul did a good job to get him in this time. Now, I don't know if he's on that Veterans Committee, but I know that he made the pitch from what I understood, so I'm assuming he had to. Guys, great stuff. Hit the like button. Super Bowl Friday. I cannot wait. I was just telling Xander, pre- and post-game show is going to be lit. Time show, all of it is going to be lit on Sunday. We expect you there. We look forward to you being there. Guys, awesome stuff. We're going to get to my prediction here in a minute. Where's Dickhead Sills? This one doesn't seem right. Dickhead Sills never leads the room, baby. Where do you think I go to fucking Canada? Sorry about that, Canada. That's another stray you took this week. We will have Jason Cole at 4:30. Philly Godfather will be on with us at 5:30 on Super Bowl Friday. Xander will be with us at 3:30. Hey, by the way, before we get started, congratulations. One of my fabulous predictions, Josh Allen, the National Football League's most valuable player, rightfully so. Kudos to Josh Allen. MVP, baby. You could have made an argument clearly for Lamar Jackson. There's no doubt, man. You could have made a strong argument for him. I think it was between those two guys. So congratulations to Josh Allen on making the most valuable player in the National Football League. How you doing? Hit the like button, guys. We appreciate each and every single one of you. All right. It's been 2 weeks. And do you know one of the most asked questions to me, Sills, who you taking? I have family members that have been texting me, who are you taking? I said, I'll let you know Friday. I'll let you know. I'm sitting here at work. You just can't think about anything else. 60 minutes away from immortality. Bring it home, boys. Whatever it takes. Paisan Anthony. Thank you, Anthony. On the Supers. Supers go to the top here on this football and Super Bowl Friday. Give me some scores. You know, we always started out with that. Give me some scores for Super Bowl Sunday. We have a mountain. Look at this. I mean, we have a mountain of content today. Mountain of content. Mountain of content. 21-17, 31-24 Eagles. LJ, 37-20. Kind of in the same room with Angelo Cataldi. Abe, 34-27. Mr. International, 20-point blowout. Flexen, 30-27. Senor, 34-27. Look at Ryan, man. Wow. 13-10. I'm assuming Eagles. 56-13. Eagles, Rich. Kyle, one of my statisticians. Probably one of my great statisticians here. 31-28. Matt, 33-24. Here's Xander. 27-24 Eagles. Look at that. Philly fan 444. 27-14. KCA Eagle in a blowout. Mario, 30-24. All right, here we go. Guys, do me a favor. Please hit the like button. That's Big Z's pick right there. Avengers, assemble. Like that. You'd be shocked, LJ. I'm a huge Marvel guy. Huge Marvel guy. Had a stack of comics like this, dog. Every single superhero you can imagine, I had them all. I'm a big superhero guy. I'm a big Superman guy. Okay, I'm not a Batman guy because Batman wears an outfit. Superman's the dude, you know. Guy wears a cape and flies. Come on now. I mean, Batman puts gear on. He's got a utility belt. Superman's the dude. That's who I want to be. King Kong ain't got shit on Superman. How you doing? Keith, 34-24. All right, here we go. Hit the like button, my friends. Here is Big Sil's much anticipated Super Bowl prediction. All supers, that's the only thing that interrupts me. Fuck Canada and their national song. Sorry, man. I got everybody teaming up on LJ now. Here we go. The most coveted trophy in American sports is the Lombardi Trophy, where greatness is made. There's only one other trophy, in my opinion, in North America that is close to it. It's the Stanley Cup. Because you get your name on that bitch. Okay? I love the Stanley Cup. Probably the greatest trophy in American sports. Go Birds! Khalid. Oh, this is awesome. Dope, bro. Thank you. Supers go to the top. Just want to thank all you. I lost my older brother recently. We had his funeral yesterday. This show's the only place and show that I've been able to watch that helps. I love you, man. Keep up the great work. Go Birds. Dude, that's humbling. Thank you. Thank you. TP, say something, man. Hey, I hope the game on Sunday gives you a little solace. I didn't tell you when I lost my grandpa. The only thing that time does, just don't have tears, man. Sorrow never leaves you. But it starts to get to good memories, trust me. It gets to good memories. Because now I just remember all the great things. Me and my pop sitting around watching football. Okay? You know? Me and my pop used to watch football. That's where my aunt came down and said, why don't you become a broadcaster? I was 13 years old. I was like, and I was thinking about being a football player. Memories never fade, man. God bless, brother. And that's quite a compliment. It's the greatest compliment that I can ever have doing this and being involved in sports and sports talk is having someone like you. More than the great guests we get on. Thank you, brother. Happy you're here for Super Bowl Friday. Here we go. Prayers to your brother. There's no trophy in American sports like this. So few people get to this game. Some of the greatest players in the history of the league never get here. Eagles are here twice. Chiefs are here multiple times. What a great moment for both teams, both cities, both franchises, the league in general. A divided country comes together on Super Bowl Sunday. You want to hear something crazy? This is going to be probably the most disgusting thing my aunt's ever going to hear me say. We all take a shit together at the same time. That's how crazy it is. We all take a crap at the same time. The water levels in every single city in America go down at halftime. Halftime, we go to the bathroom. We get up, we go. The stadium, people will get up and go. It's the only time. That's how close we all get. Okay. How do you pick against Patrick Mahomes? How do you pick against Patrick Mahomes and Andy Reid? That's a big question here. Okay? Thank you, Peter. Sorry for your loss, brother. How do you pick against Mahomes and Reid? I mean, it has to be one of the biggest questions. I mean, you can add Steve Spagnuolo into this. How in the world do you pick against those three dudes? All proven winners. Andy, Matt Nagy have done a great job this year in taking really C and B students, winning as many games as they've won. Matt Nagy, the OC in Kansas City, and winning as many games as they have. It's absolutely insane on what they've done with C students. Brady and Belichick. It's insane. Hurry up and pick the Chiefs, old man. Thank you for the super. All supers go to the top. They've done a great job. Leo Chanel, I think, is going to have a huge game for Kansas City. Tyson got a 13 count. Should have called it there. Again, Sills, Eli beat Brady twice. It can be done. As I said all week, I believe this comes down to this. I do not believe the Philadelphia Eagles can stop Patrick Mahomes and their offense. And I do not believe Kansas City can stop Philadelphia's offensive line. However, I do believe it's going to come down to those two entities. I believe in the end, the Eagles will have a few stops in the fourth quarter. And Eagles will win Super Bowl 59, 30-24. I just don't believe Kansas City can stop you. You're going to have to fucking prove to me that you could beat the bully up. 30-24. The Philadelphia Eagles win Super Bowl 59. I just don't believe it. I mean, if you take things at face value, if you use your eyes, I just can't believe the bully will be beat up for 60 minutes of football. I just don't believe it. I think you're going to get a Brandon Graham type of stop, a couple of them in the fourth quarter, and you're going to win it. There's just too much physicality. By the way, I'm not even talking about your talent. That's an overrated conversation. I'm talking about your fucking toughness. It's just tough. They put that tough. You know can I tell you what swayed me? Landon Dickerson, Cam Jurgens, 2 weeks ago in the NFC Championship game, how tough that team was and how tough they played and how they just manned up and went in on Washington. It could have been any team. They beat them with mental toughness. Xander's been right the whole time. I can't. If you've ever listened to me, I'll never take the finesse team. Now, again, I'm doing something that's against the grain here. You know what that is? You're going against Mahomes and Reed. I had a tough struggle with that. I just think toughness beats that. I mean, I cannot bet against being physical. They're physical. They're mentally tougher than they were in 22. You had mercenaries. I can't get over. Hey, how many of you been in a fist fight? And you're always intimidated by the tougher dude, the bully. The Eagles are truly Broad Street bullies too. I mean, I'm not even talking about your talent. You notice I'm not talking about breakdowns here. I'm going to do something here, and I'm going to pull a Pat Riley on. I'm going to write one word down. Okay? That this game's going to come down to. Okay? All supers go to the top. I'm going to come down with one word. Will. The will. Sills, we can believe in the Eagles. We can believe anything. I can believe I have a chance with Scarlett Johansson, but then I wake up 38-35 Chiefs. Xander, we missed the super. Can you please put it up? I got you, Pump. Pump, I struggled with it. Dynasty Killers. Pat Riley wrote that on a chalkboard. I told you numerous times when I was on in South Florida. And I had Pat Riley on my program numerous times. Okay? Numerous times. What did you write in Game 7 in Boston on the chalkboard to your team when you were playing the Celtics? He said, Will. There were no plays on the board. Your will has to take over. There's no fucking play I can draw up here. I like the prediction, Sills. What worries me is the same thing that happened to San Francisco last year. Oh, absolutely. San Francisco was more physical with a generational running back. They limited McCaffrey last year. Hopefully we can find a way. By the way, I got about 15 things we're going to talk about here in a minute. Thank you, Gabe. By the way, all supers go to the top. Thank you so much during this football week. Morning show's been killing it. You guys have been just absolute. Guys, like I said, you helped get Eric Allen into the Hall of Fame. You should support your shows. Nobody in Philly's doing it for you. I just think they're too physical. You're just going to have to show me that the Eagles can be beat up. I don't believe it. I just don't believe it. Do you know how bad hey, do you want to hear something crazy? Do you know how bad I wanted to pick Kansas City? I made my selection last night. But what really turned the tide for me was the NFC Championship game. Dang, were they fucking tough. I was so impressed, not with Barkley, with how Jurgens and Dickinson played, Landon Dickerson. I was so impressed with those guys. They got a will to win this thing. They're still hungry. I mean, prove it to me. I think they're going to get a stop. Like 3 stops in the game. 1 in the first half, 2 in the fourth. And they're going to win it. I don't know what that is. Interception, sack, TFL, maybe a scoop and score. I don't know. $30-24. Eagles win their second world championship in the Super Bowl era. By the way, no bias. You know this. You know the difference between me and everybody else on our network and in your city and around the country? I have no bias. I don't give a shit who wins. I have no caring. So when I look at this game, I'm looking at it with an objective view of it. You know that since I've been on the air here. I just don't see it. I mean, hit the like button. All supers go to the top. This has been a hell of a year. Thank you, Khalid. I'm so jacked up right now. You're on the threshold of greatness. Here are the Big Sills questions for Super Bowl 59. What's the biggest question in your mind heading into Super Bowl 59? By the way, Steven, people, give me a total on the likes, please. What's the biggest question heading into this game? Elliot, okay? What's the biggest question? heading into this game. What do you think? O-line health? Fuck that. Go play. Fuck that. Health. Jake Elliott, how they handled the field goal game. Special teams. Health of Landon Dickerson, okay. Health of Jalen Carter, don't worry about the flu. No one's missing this game over the sniffles. Joe, I like yours. Flexing goes, I don't have any questions. I like that, actually. Turnovers. All right. Let me get into this. Number one. Can the Chiefs prevent the home run kill of the Eagles? And what I mean by that is, did you see the faces on the sidelines? Dan Quinn, everyone in the NFC title game, when Barkley hit his head on the goalpost on the first play. I can't tell you what's more deflating than watching someone just run you over on the first play. Game was over then. Washington was playing catch up the entire game after that because they deflated them on one freaking play. You prepared, you practice, you do hours of study, you look at game film, and what happens? Guy takes it to the house on one play. Deflating. Number two. Can the Eagle defense make the Chiefs get out to a slow start? Let me say this to you. If you put the Chiefs early in that game behind the sticks, they're going to have to start playing catch-up, which means what? They're going to have to stop being multifaceted, trying to get the run game going. Mahomes is going to have to get on his bike earlier. Remember in the last two games, and I'm talking Super Bowls, he got on his bike in the second half. You've got to make Kansas City, in my opinion, Super Bowl Sunday, get off the slow starts. 3 and outs. You imagine if the Eagles get that offense and you get in the first series and the Chiefs have a couple 3 and outs in the first quarter, you're going to win the game. You're going to win the game. Number 3, will the Chiefs blitz package be able to get to Hurts 4 times? I think the Chiefs are going to need 4 sacks in this game to win. They need 4 sacks to win that game. Take them out of field position, field goal position, take them out of plus yardage. They're going to have to get to Hurts 4 times. That's what Kansas City's going to have to do. Hit the like button, guys. Appreciate you. Supers go to the top. Number 4. Will Vic Fangio's defense win the red zone? When Kansas City gets down in the red zone, will Vic's defense win the red zone? Don't let Kansas City score TDs. Make them kick field goals. The winner of the red zone is also going to determine. You can't go on 10-play drives. Kick field goals in this game to win a Super Bowl. Absolutely no way can you do that. win the red zone. It'll be essential on Sunday. Essential. Sills, you honestly think the Chiefs are keeping Saquon in check? If so, you think they'll stop the passing game then? I'll get to that, my friend. I don't think you're going to have a huge passing game. I just don't. Number 5. The Chiefs are going to have to force turnovers, as will the Eagle defense. Going to have to force turnovers. Turnovers, obviously, everyone knows, is a indicator of how that game's going. Do you understand something about turnovers? You can't plan for them. That's an in-game statistic. You know when people talk about plus minus, that's so stupid. A tip, an errant throw. You can't game plan that. That's why it's the most unscientific stat there is. Jalen will have to have 2 to 3 plays at the line of scrimmage that he will call. Trust that he studied KC's formation since the NFC Championship game. Absolutely. Plus, he's played him 4 times, so he'll know Spags' tendencies. Abe, now you can watch and celebrate the game like us in your Jerome Brown jersey. Eric Allen's a Hall of Famer now, and Barkley's the Offensive Player of the Year. You did your thing this year. Love you, man. Thank you, Abe. I will be wearing the Jerome Brown jersey on Sunday. Turnovers will be enormous in this game. Here's another thing. I watched some film last night. Here's something about your defense. Will Vic Fangio, would you not agree that what do you think was the most successful thing that Vic Fangio's defense did this year? What would you, let's see how smart some of you are. And if you go and you watch some of the tape and you start, do you know how a guy goes to a ball game and he charts the game and he keeps score of the game, E3, E5, guy in the second hole ends up going 2 for 3. Okay, gang tackling, limit first down yardage. Okay, here's Harv again. Thank you, Harv. Supers go to the top. Only one game this entire playoffs where the team that lost the turnover battle won the game. Turnovers are one of the best statistics in the playoffs. 41-33. Nolan is going to kill Taylor. 3 sacks. Super Bowl MVP. Nick needs to be up on the ref's ass about the holding. False starts. Birds D will stop this three-peat. BS. 34-17. Here's what I think the best thing. You tell me if you agree or disagree. I think the best thing that the Eagle defense has done, if you watch the film, you see, I watch it different than you. Would you not agree that one of the signature things that this defense has done this year, Vic's defense has put the offense in great field position almost the entire season? Are they going to continue to do that Super Bowl Sunday? 3 and outs, turnovers, sacks, not allowing sustained drives. Swap DeJean for Maddox did wonders for this defense. Absolutely, Alex. Do you guys not agree that Vic's defense this year helped put that offense in great field position the entire year? I think that's one of the hidden gems of this thing. Okay, I mean, how many times you see the Eagle offense starting no less than the 35-yard line, sometimes 42. I mean, going 60 yards instead of having to go 75 yards. All year they did this. Watch any game. The offense's field position starting a series was always in great field position. Are they going to continue to do that Super Bowl Sunday? Okay? We need one early clean bell ringing hit on the quarterback. I don't think you're going to rattle him. Foot on throat, must be aggressive and play calls until the whistle. 60 minutes of football. Absolutely, Brian. Absolutely. That defense has put that Eagle offense, in my opinion, they have put them in great field position. Hit the like button, guys. Give me a total on the likes. You guys, awesome stuff so far here on a Super Bowl Friday. Number 7. Do you not agree with this? Will the Eagles and Dallas Goedert exploit the weakness of the Chiefs defense? And that's their linebackers. Okay? I don't think you go to the numbers in the passing game. But see, this is the thing that hurts the Eagle offense. Hurts doesn't throw over the middle of the field. I think you need to attack that weakness. This is my concern in the passing game for Hurts. This is where you can get turnovers. It's a glaring weakness for the Chiefs. Their linebackers struggle in coverage. Okay? They struggle in coverage. And you've got Kelsey in the room. You have got to get Goddard going. I don't believe the linebackers can cover Goddard. Here's another problem. This is the problem that you have when you get no production out of the third wide receiver in the slot. That's a hole in the Eagle passing game. They don't throw across the middle of the field. They don't exploit poor linebackers. I think Dallas Goedert's going to be open all day long. Number 8. The Eagles wide receivers, Devontae and AJ versus the young Kansas City secondary. How is Kansas City going to handle that experience in the secondary? I mean, these tremendous route runners. One's exceptional with yards after the catch. The other guy runs precise routes. How are they going to deal with that experience-wise? Now, look, you can flip that over on the other side, obviously, with the young talent that the Eagles have. But you don't have the same skill set over on Kansas City side of the ball that you do in Philly. So I want to believe my Eagles have a chance, but all signs point to Patty Mahomes putting a boot to ass against us. Got to take a miracle. Pump. You're going to have 60 minutes of excellence. Okay? You're going to have 60 minutes of excellence in this ball game. No question, Pump. Pump. This will be the toughest game they've played in 3 years. Okay? Toughest game they've played in 3 years. All right? Number 9. I threw this in here How healthy do you truly believe Jalen Hurts is? You think he's 100% heading into this game? And I asked this question for only one thing. How much activity is he going to have in a run game? Okay? How much activity? DP, how aggressive do you think Sirianni will be in the red zone? Chiefs have a great red zone defense. Do you think he'll take the points, go for the TDs? I think you have to have TDs in the red zone. I think teams that get into the red zone and kick field goals, the teams that kick the field goals versus, obviously, that don't go for it down in the red zone, they're going to lose. You're not going to win Super Bowls kicking fucking field goals. Harv, I think the best thing that happened to DeJean was Adam Thielman schooling him after this season. Earlier this season, you're talking about the Carolina game. Okay? It's going to be, I see some, who said it? Barb, stop with them. Hey, Barb, play calling dictates injury. It's part of it. You think they're going to run zone plays with Landon Dickerson if he can't move? Absolutely not. This is what I'm talking about, where I'm trying to lay this out for you here. I mean, Barb's expecting fuck the injury stuff. That doesn't really matter with Hurts. So in her room and on her play sheet, they're going to run stretch plays with Landon Dickerson if he can barely move. Sure, okay. Get rid of him anyway. And that's how you get killed by Chris Jones. It's a question, too. Number 10. You've got to pass rush, and you've got to get to Mahomes. You just got to get to Mahomes. You've got to pressure him. The type of passes you sit back in the pocket, the longer he sits in the pocket favors Philly. If he's getting into a rhythm and he's throwing into that zone, it'll be pitch and catch. Number 11, Jalen Carter versus Mike Caliendo. Dude, better bring a miner's cap, and you better bring a lunchbox. You're going to fucking work. This going to be a fucking work day here for you, man. You better bring your lunchbox. You know, one of them hats that have a light on it? You be going into mine here, man, and you better bring a packed lunch. I think the smart move, if you're going to pull, is use Becton as a primary puller from the guard. It's probably the healthiest, too. Yes. Absolutely. Guys, do me a favor. Give me a total on the likes, super chats. We'll get to everybody here, but I'm only going to the supers right now because I'm trying to get my 15 out. Plus, we got a couple more observations that I want to see in this game on Sunday. Tell me if you agree with this. 165. Thank you, Mike. Guys, let's get that up. I appreciate it. Is this the game? Is this the game that you'll feel Nakobe Dean's loss? Is this the game? You've been relatively lucky, and you haven't felt his loss. Will this be the game Mahomes exploits that? Let me bring this up and why I'm bringing this up. Do you remember last year's Super Bowl? What happened when Dre Greenlaw got in the game? And who did they put in? Does anyone remember? Who the 49ers put last year in the Super Bowl where Mahomes started picking them apart? Does anybody remember who the Niners put in? What was that guy's name? I forget his name that went in for Dre Greenlaw. Who is that guy? Warren Burks. You remember him? Do you remember him on the sidelines, what he said? Remember him on the sidelines? He goes, Greenlaw's out. They went right at him. Right at him. Okay? Niners defense couldn't have sucked that bad. They beat the fucking shit out of you last year. Yo, Dan, do you take the straitjacket off or do you just do what Michael Irvin said and loosen a few buckles? Yeah. Don't get out of what you're doing, dude. Don't get out. Hey, make Kansas City do something different. Why should you? You're tougher than them. You're tougher than them. Also, who's going to be the special teams hero? Okay, who's going to be the one guy? Dude, I'll tell you one thing about Oren Burks. Was it the NFC Championship game? Who set the tone in that game? Or was it the game before that they got a fumble on the kickoff? Fuck, that's a great tone setter. If they match up Kelsey against Burks, could be a nightmare. Correct. Cooper DeJean was the guy. Somebody knocked the shit out of somebody on the opening kickoff. Was Sidney Brown? Okay. KC has a hammer, a flat-headed, and a wrench in their toolbox. Philly has enough tools to build a house, but they only come in with a shovel to bury Kansas City. Akbar, thank you, brother. Appreciate you being part of us here. And here, how deep does Andy Reid have to go into his toolbox in this game against Philly? I thought last year, do you not agree, guys? I thought Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes had to go deep into the toolbox to beat San Francisco. They needed a fifth quarter to beat them. You may dictate that Andy, if you start to see shit in this game, whoever blinks first loses. If Philly rolls in and doesn't have to do anything out of just being aggressive in certain situations, not running stupid jet sweeps and shit, what have you, that you never ran really all year, and you start seeing Kansas City doing things, Kansas City's behind. Kansas City's behind. Make Andy Reid have to go knee deep into that toolbox like he did a year ago. And if he's doing that, you're going to win the Super Bowl. Some of the things, again, for me, more. You have more questions. Hit the like button. Thank you, guys. All the supers today. Would you consider using Cooper to guard Kelsey? Let's go there. What can Kansas City do better that maybe they didn't do 2 years ago? Vice versa with the Eagles as well. Obviously, the easiest one for Philly is protect the football. You want to hear something crazy? If you protect the football, you would have won. You made the mistakes, they didn't. You couldn't get stops at the right time in the second half defensively. You turned the ball over. You had a special teams fuck up. KC beat you on 50 plays. Do you understand? Kansas City can beat you on 10 plays. They don't need a ton of plays because their quarterback can throw out of problems and throw out of trouble. He's one of the few guys in the league that can do that. They don't need volume plays like 95% of the teams do. You had the volume plays, time of possession, field position, and you lost on 50 fucking plays. Do you understand? That's a little over 10 plays a quarter. That's all they had the ball. 10 plays a quarter. Add it up. That's one series 4 with the punt. That's another series 8. They had the football for 2.5 series in Super Bowl 57 and beat you. I mean, you limited them. That you did everything right except turn the ball over, get critical stops in it. Everything you did in the 2017 Super Bowl, you failed in 22. Someone said Hurts primed for 14 to 25, 131. Khalid, that's not a horrible night for him. That's what he's averaging this year. And then if you get 65 yards rushing out of him, that's a standard Jalen Hurts game. 14 to 21, 145 yards passing, 65 rushing, and Barkley goes for 200, you win. Why do you give a fuck how it looks? KC was more physical in the second half in 57. They used the middle of the field more effectively and had special team success. Absolutely. Landon Dickerson. I know this will rub Barb the wrong way. What kind of health does he have heading into this? This goes to one person's question here. Who's going to match up on Jason Kelce or Travis Kelce? Who's going to see this number here? If that happens, they lose. I'm not taking fucking touches away from Barkley to make your boys look good on Super Bowl Sunday, guy. You're in the fucking Super Bowl. Ram it down their throat. Make them stop you. Make them stop the knockout punch. This guy wants his boyfriend to look good in the game. Fuck that. Go knock him out. Run him over. This guy wants his girlfriend to look good. Mrs. Hurts. Who gives a shit? 14 to 21, 145 yards, 3 touchdowns combined. What do you care? This is not about your girlfriend looking good. How stupid are those numbers, and how stupid are you when you make that up? And Hurts rides off into the sunset the same way that Aikman did for 3 Super Bowls. Why? You know what? I used to have this conversation with people all the time. Why in the world do people have a problem being Scottie Pippen? Scottie Pippen's one of the 25 greatest players of all time. He's got 6 championship rings. Jordan never won a title without him. And he was one of the most instrumental people in NBA history. Why the fuck do people have a problem being Scottie Pippen? I mean, Jordan never won shit without him. Why do you have a problem with that? This is one football game. You want to worry about his numbers and your boyfriend or your girlfriend, whatever your deal is, worry about it in the offseason. I'm sure you will. Do you put DeJean? Dude, how many people do you do this? And how many are saying this? I don't want Oren Burks covering Jason Kelsey or Travis Kelsey. I do not want that matchup. How about putting Cooper DeJean on Travis Kelsey? I feel better about that. Putting Cooper DeJean on him. I do not feel comfortable putting Oren Burks, who got killed in last year's Super Bowl. He got killed in it by the same guy. You're going to do that again? Right? Good luck. If that's a personnel mismatch. Here's another one. By the way, guys, please hit the like button. Xander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Please hit the like button. Give us a total on what we did in the first hour. You guys were great in the first hour. Okay? How effective is A.J. Brown and Devontae going to be in the run game on Super Bowl Sunday? 177, not bad. Great stuff. How important are they going to be in that run game? I think vital. See this here? That's when you get beat. So Kelsey's slow. I'll take a slow Kelsey versus Oren Burks any day. And I'll take Travis Kelsey coming off a rocking chair versus Oren Burks. A rocking chair. Can't give Mahomes time in the pocket. You just can't give him time in the pocket. How do you feel about Kellen Moore? How do you feel about Kellen Moore? Look at this. Except that Kelsey's toast, it's over for him. Versus nobody Burks. Okay? That's how you get beat. With that dumb mentality. Holy shit. Travis Kelsey's not the same player. Oren Burks is barely a player. How do you feel about Kellen Moore versus Spagnuolo? How do you feel about that? How do you feel about Kellen versus Spags? Listen, Pat, Burks has been good. You're going against Travis Kelsey. You're not going against a fucking Kincaid or some other dude in the AFC. You're going against the second best pass-catching tight end in NFL history and maybe the second best pass-catching tight end in Super Bowl history. Do you understand? The people you're playing against are historical. Not just good, historical. The coach is historical. The quarterback is historical. The coordinating head coach is historical. The defensive coordinator is historical. You're not fucking playing against the best. You're going against historically some of the best people that have ever been in this league. You're not just going against people. Darth, how you doing? Another day. Another prediction, 38-24 Birds. We forced 2 turnovers, and Saquon sets a rushing record for the Super Bowl. Here's another one. Do the Chiefs have anybody else on that team, especially offensively, that concerns you? Does Mahomes make a champ? Hey, let me show you how these great historical quarterbacks and how great they are. Do you know Tom Brady made a guy by the name of Deion Branch the Super Bowl MVP, and he made another guy by the name of Amendola? Or is it Edelman? I don't know. One of those nobodies. MVPs in Super Bowl. Do you know who those people are? I mean, Edelman and Deion Branch are nobodies. Gary Cobb hit it earlier this week. He covered Kelsey 4 or 5 different ways. Hit him in the line, double cover him, chip him is what you're saying. Let that guy get going there. I appreciate it, 4133. You're right. Steve Spagnuolo not scaring me. Well, let's see. 4 Super Bowls versus no Super Bowls as a coordinator. Congratulations to you, guy. Hell yes. Worthy concerns me because of the speed. Good take. Is there anybody else on that team that concerns me? Hollywood Brown? Worthy? But these quarterbacks make stars of people. Okay? I mean, Ray says Spagnuolo doesn't suit up. No, he beat you last time. He didn't need to suit up. Dude, he's got a Super Bowl win over you already. He didn't dress up then, too. He dressed you down. And I'm going to agree with that, Kyle. DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, Hopkins. Okay? One game. DeAndre Hopkins. Here's again what you're missing, all of you. Did you hear what I said? Quarterbacks like Mahomes and Brady make stars out of nobodies. You're missing it. You're looking at the flashy name. They don't need flashy players to make them Super Bowl MVPs. You're not looking at the game. Okay, you're just not. Quarterbacks, dude. Was it Edelman? Edelman's a Super Bowl MVP. Deion Branch is a Super Bowl MVP. Brady made nobody guys in MVPs of the game. Had that one moment, one game. Mahomes can do the same. Make Hopkins a star. Make Hollywood Brown a star. That's the ability he has. Missing it. Remember something. Mahomes is going to the open guy. Whoever that is. What happened last time we seen Spag since you like the pass so much? I don't remember that game. You'll have to help me. I only remember Super Bowls. Hung 35 on Spags the last time with a lesser roster. Lesser roster than you, really? You've never played the Kansas City Chiefs with a more talented roster in the last 4 years. You're out of your fucking mind. That's a lie. You have never in the last 4 years stepped on the football field with a better roster than Kansas City. Absolute lie. Don't change history here. Spy Mahomes with Burks on third. Cover Kelsey with Coop. Like it. No one mentioned Pacheco. Great take. Kareem Hunt and Pacheco. Remember something. It's Mahomes. It's Patrick Mahomes. That's going to make somebody a star if one of these guys gets loose. Remember something. You're heading into this game not having proved shit. Go into that game with that mentality. Hey, man, I got to take. Do you understand? On Super Bowl Sunday, you've got to take this game from them. They're not going to hand it to you. Shit, you saw a white flag raised in the NFC Championship game probably after the first 25 minutes. That's not going to happen. Hurst will be the reason if the Eagles lose. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. If he's not going to be the centerpiece in their reasoning to win, he doesn't have to be the centerpiece in the reason that they lose. It'll be a team effort, man. It'll be the fact that they never got the passing game going when they needed it most. You got it going in the NFC title game, but when you needed it the most is when it matters the most. Super Bowl Sunday. Misunderstood me. Eagles 57 roster was less than this team, and they hung 35 on Spags. Okay, I see what you're saying. You got a better, okay. I mean, Jim Schwartz had what put on him, and you won. Bro. You're not getting it, what you're up against. And I picked you. You're mentally tougher. You're physically tough. Oh, no, not mentally tougher. You're physically tougher than them. It's the only reason I'm picking you. Because your talent doesn't, if I'm Kansas City, Philadelphia Eagles talent doesn't do shit for me. I don't care about your talent. I've beaten it before. You're not going into this game except for one difference. Barkley. Same old Hurts. Different responsibilities. Same AJ, same Devontae. Pretty much the same old line. Nothing really different. Your offense doesn't frighten me if I'm Kansas City. There's nothing you have that makes me frightened except Barkley. Because he's a grand slam hitter. Barkley concerns me a ton in this ball game. Okay? And by the way, some go, well, Carter. Okay? Well, you had 70 sacks the last time. Only one other NFL team in NFL history had 70 sacks. That was the 85 Bears. Eagles are going to have to show up. It's theory that you think you're better. It will become reality on Sunday. All the theories, all the prognosticating, all of that stuff will become reality on Sunday or it won't. Dude, you headed into the Super Bowl in 57, having destroyed the San Francisco 49ers. You broke their quarterback up. You broke their second-team quarterback up. You had 4 guys with multiple double-digit sacks, and you got beat. This team's better. Go prove it. They aren't better than 22. The loss of Snead is going to hurt the offensive weapons. Are old. We're better against the run. We're better zone team now. They still won 17 games. Mahomes lost one ball game this year. And you think they're not as good. Okay. Well, they've proven what they need to. They're back in the game. They lost one ball game this year. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. I really don't. Steele's great show. 2 years watching, 34-28 birds. You're just talking theory. I think Andy will attack and test Quinyon Mitchell early. With who? Philly born. With who? But Hollywood Brown? Dude, he's played against some of the best wideouts this year, and he's held his own and above. I mean, now remember something. Once again, you know why Quinyon Mitchell didn't win the Rookie of the Year award, right? Because he's a zone corner. I had no picks. That's why Verse dominated him in the voting. It wasn't even close. Mahomes is going to have to get everyone involved in Kansas City's offense Sunday, or I think the Eagles start walking on them with a comfortable lead. I'll tell you this, JT Philly, if they get that run game going and they, on defense, I'm talking Philly, on defense, can get that Eagle or Chiefs team to get out to a slow start, they are going to put a 10-point lead up on them. They are. Kansas City has to start fast. I think you got to get a lead on the Eagles. I mean, Kansas City, I think, has to have the lead heading into halftime. You know, last time you're like, well, Sills, they were down 10. Yeah, well, they don't have the same team they did, and I agree with that a couple of years ago. I don't think they have enough in the run game. Now, remember something. I looked it up. Andy Reid in the last 4 years has averaged 150 yards rushing against you. You have not stopped his run game. Even in the loss to Kansas City last year, you did not stop the run game. Be essential. Hit the like button, guys. Xander's going to join us at the bottom of the hour. Couple more here. New Jersey Maniac. They are a good combo. Hey, Maniac, I know I can't ask this question to Eagle Green colored glasses folks, so I'll ask you. Do you think that Pacheco and Hunt kind of remind you of a Dye and LeGarrette Blount a little? Don't they? They kind of remind you of that? Most in here will say no, but it kind of reminds me of that. Like LeGarrette Blount. And it kind of has that feel to it. You know? Somewhere in there. So it's kind of like that dynamic. Jay Ajayi, yeah. Thank you. Sorry, I didn't know we had fucking English teachers in here. It kind of reminds me of that. Like it's like the professors on X. You spell the word with this, and you're like, fucking who cares, dickhead. Pacheco and Hunt, it's a good combo. But again, I mean, and Mahomes uses them very well. Okay? Hit the like button, guys. They have to sack Hurts, Kansas City, if they're going to win this game. Got to get to him. Got to get to him. I don't think, by the way, here's the two things in the passing game that has been, and here is a scouting report on Hurts' passing game. He doesn't throw across the middle of the field. He takes sacks, holds the ball too long, and he looks to run right away when pressure comes. So that's going to be essential. Mahomes is going to sit in the pocket, run around in the pocket until he feels the need to get up vertical and to try to gain yards to move the sticks. That's when he'll do that. He picks and chooses that. Hurts takes off right away, like an old school wildcat kind of quarterback. That's his MO. That's what he's done this year. They don't throw across the middle. Goddard gets lost in the pass game. And there's two primary targets. And Hurts takes off and rolls right. Throws it out of bounds, or throw it down the field. Do you know in the last, 11 games, he hasn't had a plus 35-yard play, I don't think. I think the NFC title game he did. Okay? I think he's had one in the last 12 games. I think he's going to have to make a play down the field to loosen that up. Okay? Here is the game for KC. KC's going to have to win the line of scrimmage on both sides of the football to win this game. You can't split it. You can't split it. They're going to have to win the line of scrimmage. I mean, they got to win it. Team that wins the line of scrimmage wins the ball game. And that's why we picked the Eagles, because I think they're going to win the line of scrimmage. Offensively and defensively, they're going to win it. I don't really care about your skilled players. I don't care about their skilled players. Mahomes, I do. But in this game, this is the line of scrimmage game. Kansas City doesn't need skilled players to beat you. They've already done that. They beat you with Juju Smith-Schuster last time. They don't need skilled guys. They won the line of scrimmage in the second half. That's how they won the Super Bowl. It was like a year ago, San Francisco didn't play 60 minutes. Or, I'll take that back. They made San Francisco have to play 65 minutes. Or, no, what was it? 75 minutes. Into the overtime. They made them play 75 minutes. This is why I say to you, you're going to have to take this bitch from them. This year, Andy Reid has used all three running backs. He will have his defense get home. Remember, Jalen has a total of 12 sacks. That's just in the playoffs. Absolutely. He's got 45. What is it? What was it? 38 and 12 is what? Jalen Hurts has taken 50 sacks in 17 ball games. 50 sacks. I mean, you can put pressure on him. You know why? It's what he's done. Jalen Hurts has given up 50 sacks in 17 ball games that he's played. Huge. Okay? Look at Pat. Pat goes, how many has Mahomes taken? Who gives a fuck? He's better than your guy. He could take 8 sacks in a game and beat you. You only gave him 50 plays last time, and he beat you. You can't compare Jalen Hurts to Mahomes in any way, skill set and talent-wise. Stop doing that. It's not a fair comparison. They don't ask him to do anything remotely close. Mahomes carries his team. Hurts is on the Barkley train. Not saying he's not part of it, but he's on the Barkley train. Okay? Kansas City has to win the line of scrimmage, in my opinion, to win this. They do. They have to win the line of scrimmage. And I'm gonna be keeping an eye on that on Super Bowl Sunday. Oh, here are my 5 top 3 candidates to win the Super Bowl MVP for the Eagles. 1, Saquon Barkley. I think Barkley's, we're going to do prop bets here too in a second. I think Barkley, number 1. You're probably going to be shocked here. Zach Bond. Number 3, A.J. Brown. Number 4, Jalen Carter. And number 5, Jalen Hurts. Those are my top 5 guys that could win the MVP award. By the way, would we not agree? That's been the pecking order for the Philadelphia Eagles all year long. Barkley, Bond, AJ, Carter, could make Carter maybe ahead of AJ, and then Hurts. That's been the status quo all year long in games. Has it not? That's been the status quo. If you put all your games together, you would probably rank the game ball players: Barkley, Bond, Carter, AJ, Hurts. Why would it change in the Super Bowl? Because it's one game? Could. It could. It could. Hit the like button. I appreciate you guys, man. Give me a total on the likes, too. By the way, your super chats have been great. And I agree, Machiavelli. Andy does a great job at personnel and moving his personnel around. And I think that has a lot to do with the quarterback. Moving his personnel. He's going to go to 12 different targets in this game. Thank you, Samuel. 223 on a Super Bowl Friday. You're missing my point, Richard. You're missing my point. Guys like Brady and Mahomes make nobody's MVPs and Super Bowls. They just do. They make nobody's MVPs. Get this dickhead. Glazing the other team. Excuse me for glazing a team with 3 Super Bowls and going for a three-peat, and you've got to do something historic and heroic on Sunday to win it, and I picked you. What a dumbass. Glazing? I like greatness. You like mediocrity. That's what you root for, mediocrity. And you know what you do? You revel in it, and you reward it with admiration for mediocrity or for second-place finishes. Go win the fucking game Sunday. Go win it. I've never seen more lovers of second-place finishes in my life. I heard a guy a couple weeks ago tell me he'd rather have 4 Super Bowl losses than a Super Bowl win. I'm like, I can't subscribe to that kind of thinking. I don't know where that fucking comes from. Dude, you're either going to do things to be a champion or don't do them. You don't get glazed for winning 17 games. It means dick. Nothing. Dude, whether you're 10 and 7? Or you're 17-0, does it matter? I mean, seriously, does it matter? Does it matter? KC, no O-line holding calls in each Super Bowl, which is absolutely atrocious if true. Hollywood, really? I don't ever. Hey, look, man, I'm not going to sit here and make a segment out of officiating, but if that's the case where the Kansas City Chiefs have never had a holding penalty in any of the Super Bowls here, hey, I got to tell you, man, I'm going to jump off my horse if that's true, because that's on the – I've never seen an NFL game with no holding penalties, let alone the Super Bowl. Holy shit. You guys want them. You guys want to paint the 16th ceiling with Jesus Christ hurts and AJ over here, and everyone has 350 yards passing, 148 yards receiving, Devontae 128. The defense has 10 sacks, and I mean this ain't gonna be like that. This ain't gonna be like that. My man Sills banging the show out like he bangs out box of cannolis after dinner. How you doing? Hey, by the way, you got it, man. Hey, I'll just say this to you, my good friend, New Jersey fishing maniac who's been here since day one. Don't ever eat a fucking cannoli from California. They don't taste good. Someone goes, hey, Sills, you want a cannoli? I go, where? From Santa Monica. That's all right. I'm going to wait till Xander invites me back to Philly. I'll get one of them things, man. I'm not getting a fucking California woke-ass cannoli. Yeah. Are you crazy? Hey, Sills, why don't you get a cannoli from Sacramento? Fuck that. I'm not eating them. What are you, crazy? Maniac. You kidding me, man? Cannolis, man, are either in New York, Philly, and Boston. Baltimore, too. I'm all right with them. That's my neck of the woods, that whole area like that. From Philly, Baltimore, D.C., New York, and Boston. That's it. All right. Woo! What did I say? What was my deal? What was my prediction? You got, Big Sills, man. He don't have any. There it is, 30-24. Philadelphia Eagles win on Sunday. This is going to be the hardest game you've played since Super Bowl 52. This is the most important game, the hardest game you have played since Super Bowl 52. Without further ado, it's Friday, folks. Watch me. Pre-game, post-game, halftime, as we say on the East Coast, all you students for the post game. My boy, Benji. Xander Krause joins us now here on a Super Bowl Friday.
What's up, Big Silly? Football Friday. And what are we? 51 hours away from the start of our 3-hour journey to immortality. And even Big Sills is picking the birds, baby.
Can't believe it.
Holy moly.
Can't believe it. Xander, you had it pegged the whole time. By the way, all supers will be read at the end of this segment. I promise you guys. Xander, you pegged it from probably about 7 days ago. I can't go against the team that's tougher, man. I just think they're tougher heading into this game. And I don't